Assalamu alaikum and good evening to one and all. So today, as I promised, I was supposed to send you the video on Sunday, but right, I'll be sending it to you on excretory system. Please go through it, and then if you have got any doubts, as usual, please message me, call me on a WhatsApp or mail me to know the details. I'm going to, send you the calendar. So I'll be free from 2 to 4. Whoever have got any doubts, book an appointment on calendar and reach me so that I can clear all your doubts. Okay. So let's start with the excretory system. You are finished with the transportation system and respiratory, nutrition, respiratory system and transportation system. All these systems are actually linked together to form a perfect metabolic system of human body or all the organisms. So simultaneously, we are even checking out with one-celled organisms to multicellular organisms, and how are these processes being taken place among the plants, and then ultimately the highest evolved mammals, that are the human beings. So let us start with the excretory system. So as you all know, that excretion takes place in human body through a specialized organs, and we're going to talk about those organs and how is it happening in our body. Let's see. So what exactly is excretion? Excretion actually, is what all you are eating. As you know that the nutrition is supplied to the all parts of your body through the transportation system via a fluid called blood. And due to the metabolism, there are several harmful excretory products that are formed. And the process of removing these toxic waste, toxics is, poisonous. सारा वट एवर यू आर ईटिंग, आपके बॉडी को जिस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स की ज़रूरत है, वो तो आपके पास एनर्जी देने के लिए रह जाएंगे, लेकिन उसमें से आपकी बॉडी जिसको रिजेक्ट कर देती है, दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर योर बॉडी, इज एक्सक्रीटेड, इज थ्रोन आउट ऑफ योर बॉडी. So that is what is called as the excretory system or excretion. So let us see what happens during excretion. What all are the organs that are involved in excretion? So all living organisms that need energy for their survival and to perform all the activities, and collectively all metabolic activities in an organisms, they used different substances for metabolic activities. If you look at the life process and the products, in photosynthesis, what are the end products you are getting is glucose, oxygen, and water. And in respiration, the end products are carbon dioxide and water. And in digestion, you get undigested food in the form of amino acids and the fatty acids that are excreted out. And some of these may be harmful for the organisms that are removed from their body, or they are packed and are stored in the organisms. Generally fats are also stored in the organisms, which is not good. That has to be excreted out. That means your metabolism is not 100% perfect. So now let's see the explanation. Exceptions in human being. A number of reactions that takes place during the various metabolic activities. There are many useful substances and energy is produced when you are eating something that is very much required for your body. And at the same time, what's happening is there are many other things that happen, such as toxic waste is removed, that is produced as an end product, and water contents may increase the ionic balance in the body. That may be disturbed. So you have just seen in the chemical bonding, what are the ionic bonds? What is ionic? Ionic is, positive or negative charge, like sodium is positively charged and chlorine is negatively charged. You call it as, if it is charged, then you call it as an ion. So it's very important through a process called osmosis. This ionic bond has to be, ionic balance has to be maintained in the body. अगर हमारा cells में 90% of the water की ज़रूरत है, उससे ना उसको कम होना है ना बढ़ना है. All the components जिसकी हमारे body में जिन जिन ions की ज़रूरत है, magnesium कितना होना चाहिए, सोडियम कितना होना चाहिए, क्लोराइड्स कितने होना चाहिए, पोटेशियम कितना होना चाहिए, जिंक कितना होना चाहिए. All these elements which we were reading, you have learned in the chemistry, in your periodic table as well as in the chemical bonding, are all very important elements that are required by our body, and they maintain the ionic balance. So let us see what happens and how is this getting distributed into our body. The waste products that includes carbon dioxide, water, nitrogenous compounds like ammonia, urea, uric acid, bile pigments, they are all excess salts. Carbon dioxide, how is carbon dioxide? You exhale out. You inhale oxygen and exhale out carbon dioxide. So that is how carbon dioxide is removed from your body, which is toxic again. क्योंकि you see in the environment also, अगर carbon का composition बढ़ जाता है तो pollution rate भी कितना high हो जाता है. So carbon dioxide, that is the reason you plant trees, because the food for the trees is take carbon dioxide in the process of photosynthesis for the preparation of food. So similarly, water is required today, as I think in our class, that is what we were discussing when Sumaya, Mehak and all were there, why the boys are not taking part in Wipro, this earthen competition where we wanted to see the waste management, water pollution. So all this, we were checking how careless and unawareness of the human is, irresponsible human behavior is disturbing the ecological balance of the world. So this pandemic has given us enough time to think on it. I want all of you to take part in that competition. It's a beautiful competition. Don't think of the award. The amount of knowledge you are going to gain out of it is going to help you throughout your life. So the compounds, nitrogenous compounds, ammonia, uric acid, and bile pigments, the liver secretes, as you know that bile is stored in the gallbladder. You have learned it in your nutrition or the digestive system. And this bile is used for emulsification of fats. So these bile pigments also has to be removed. They shouldn't be in excess. Otherwise it will become toxin. So all these, and salts you eat, salt is also in excess, not good for your body. So this all has to be excreted out of our body. So you can just see how are these compounds formed. In uric acid, you are finding this is the chemical bounding of nitrogen with oxygen, and this is the shape. This is, or if it is combining in this aspect, nitrogen and oxygen are combining like this, they form uric acid, and which is a waste product. And then sodium and chloride, that common salt. And then ammonia, if nitrogen is combining with 3 molecules of hydrogen, then it becomes ammonia. Ammonia is also a waste product that has to be excreted out of your body. And if you look at the Department of Biochemistry, is where, whenever you send your samples of blood or urine to get it tested, to know about the components that are present in your body, so that will help you in analyzing it. So this is what is your biochemistry department does. In test method, if you say that somebody is suffering with diabetes or blood sugar unka high ho gaya, fasting sugar, you must have seen it in your home grandparents. Their fasting sugar was high, post-lunch was reduced, or what should be the minimum level of maximum range of, what you say is normalcy. Agar usse like glucose, fasting glucose sugar should be between 60 to 100. अगर वो 60 to 100 के बीच में, जैसे यहाँ पर आप देखेंगे कि रिजल्ट्स में है 82 मिलीग्राम पर डेसिलीटर. अगर ये 82 है तो दैट मीन्स इट्स नॉर्मल. सपोजिंग अगर ये 110 होता, बढ़ के होता 100 से, तो इट्स अ हाई शुगर में हो जाएगा। और अगर वो 60 से कम होगा तो हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया, दैट इज शुगर लेवल बिकम्स लो। सो बोथ आर वेरी डेंजरस ना। वो उसको शुगर हाई बढ़ना भी नहीं चाहिए, ब्लड शुगर ना कम होना चाहिए, नीदर हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया होना चाहिए ना हाइपरग्लाइसीमिया होना चाहिए। इट हैज टू बी मेंटेन बिटवीन 60 to 100. So then you call it as a normal blood sugar. So similarly, sodium, potassium, chlorides, urea, and creatinine, these all has got a range of normal range. So sodium is always measured in moles per liter, potassium also in moles per liter, urea in milligrams per deciliter, and creatinine is also measured in milligram per deciliter. So according to these units, these are the normal ranges that has been shown. So I want you all to go through this blood analysis. जो आप हमेशा कभी कुछ बीमारी होती है तो you send these samples to the labs and get your test done to find out कि कहाँ प्रॉब्लम है, कौन सी चीज कम हो गई है या ज्यादा हो गई है आपकी बॉडी में, जिसकी वजह से you are having certain ailments. So this is all these charts, biochemistry के जो charts हैं, that is there in this one after the other that will be shown. Usko pause kariye, and now your assignment is before you after you see my video, immediately you have to post it on the WhatsApp कि इसमें से कौन से abnormal है. Like uric acid, when you see the blood plasma report, you have got uric acid, total cholesterol, triglycerides, calcium, phosphorus, bilirubin, and total proteins. इन लोग का नॉर्मल वैल्यू क्या है और रिजल्ट क्या आया है, तो इसमें से कौन सी चीज है जो नॉर्मल है. यू हैव टू जस्ट पिक अप एंड टेल मी व्हाट इज दैट इज अबनॉर्मल, जो या तो ज्यादा है या कम है. अगर कोई ये रेंज से, नॉर्मल रेंज से कोई भी चीज कम है, तो आउट ऑफ दिस रिपोर्ट्स डू द एनालिसिस. इट्स कॉल्ड एन एनालिसिस. डू द एनालिसिस ऑफ द रिपोर्ट एंड टेल मी इसमें कहाँ पर अबनॉर्मैलिटी यू हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड. ओके, so this is what is the blood analysis. And then डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोकेमिस्ट्री में आपका यूरिन एनालिसिस भी होता है. यूरिन भी आपका व्हाट इज इट थ्रोइंग आउट ऑफ योर बॉडी, बिकॉज देर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट यूरिन हैज टू रीअब्सॉर्ब. तो यूरिन इज जनरली 24 आवर्स में कितना प्रोटीन, अगर 24 आवर्स का यूरिन दे कलेक्ट, तो उसका नॉर्मल रेंज क्या है और रिजल्ट्स में क्या आ रहा है. 24 आवर्स क्रिएटिनिन क्या है, 24 आवर्स ऑफ कैल्शियम कितना है, 24 आवर्स ऑफ फॉस्फोरस, and 24 hours of uric acid. So please check them all, and yes, and just tell me where did you find a abnormality in any of them, that you have to post it to me. Okay, so now electrolytes are also there. This is sodium, potassium, osmolality, glucose, chlorides and urea. तो ये इसको इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स बोलते हैं. आपका इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स बैलेंस की बहुत ज़रूरी है आपकी बॉडी में, बिकॉज ऑस्मो रेगुलेशन जनरली वी फाइंड दैट कोई एक लेवल्स आपके बढ़ या घट जाते हैं तो बॉडी पे स्वेलिंग आ जाती है, बिकॉज द ऑस्मो रेगुलेटरी फंक्शन ऑफ योर इंटर और इंट्रासेल्युलर सेल्स reduces. So ये क्यों हो रहा है, why are there electrolyte? That is the reason importance of balanced diet, eating habits and maintaining drinking lot of water. There are so many healthy aspects that you have to follow. So now let us do, what are we doing is we are going to see कि 1 mole per millimoles, and deciliters means, milligrams means, all this. If you go to your lab, pick up the beaker and check all these markings on it, so you'll know what is the value of 1 liter, milliliter and deciliter. Now, if you see the human excretory system, it mainly occurs through urinary or excretory system. It consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureter, urinary bladder, and urethra. So now we are going to do an activity, and the the aim, what is the main objective, why are we doing this activity? The external and the internal features of the kidney. हमको देखना है कि बाहर से किडनी कैसी लगती है और उसके अंदर how does it look like. So both internal and external we are going to see. So if you can have a freshly collected specimen of a sheep or a goat, you go to the butcher, you can correct the model, you can dissect, cut it with a blade and see it. And wash the kidneys thoroughly so that the blood is completely drained out from it, and put it into a tray and observe it carefully. What do you observe inside it? You know, this is a dissection tray where you are keeping it and you are dissecting it. As you all know that all these activities, you have to do it at home and check this out. So the shape of the kidney is reddish brown in color on the upper side of the kidney, and adrenal gland is attached. So एक दिन मम्मी को बोलो कि you wanted to eat kidney, मंगाओ पहले उसको खाने से पहले, wash it clearly, cut it and see its internal parts so that you will be able to understand it clearly. And an adrenal gland, you know, the fight and flight hormone जो adrenaline produce करता है, that is present on the upper side of the kidney. Kidney के ये ऊपर के side पे you will see adrenaline, adrenal gland. That gland secretes the hormone called adrenaline. So it is attached to kidney. This is the shape of the kidney, and what all are the various parts. Aapko ye generally you will get this. You have to draw the diagram, and until and unless you draw the diagram, label the parts, you will not be able to understand clearly the structure and the function of all the parts of the kidney. So always practice drawing diagrams and labeling its parts. So in the lower side of the kidney, the outer portion is dark red in color, and you see that. One second, I think I need to explain you about kidney. So what do you see in the lower side of the kidney? The outer portion is dark red in color and the inner side is pale color. 3 tubes are coming out of the fissure of the kidney. तो ये जो बाहर का पोर्शन है ये डार्क रेड पोर्शन है, और इसके अंदर का जो ये पेल पोर्शन है, और ये जो ट्यूब्यूल्स इसके में से कलेक्ट होके, दिस ट्यूब्यूल्स दैट आर कलेक्टिंग एंड कमिंग आउट ऑफ दिस फिशर ऑफ द किडनी. So you can see in the lower side of the kidney a dark red patch is seen. That is called cortex and medulla. Now in human being, there are a pair of kidneys in the abdomen, and these are present to the dorsal side. Dorsal is at the back side of your back. You know, you see kidneys, and they are attached on the either side of your backbone. आपका जो spinal cord है उसके both either side of your backbone, you will see them, and they are bean shaped, reddish brown in color. You can see it is encircling and showing you where it is. Open your books also, it's very clearly the diagram is given. Check it and label all its parts. Practice drawing it. So the right kidney is placed slightly lower in position than your left kidney. This is because of the presence of liver. Right side आपके liver होता है, तो liver थोड़ा सा kidney के ऊपर है, so that is the reason your right kidney is a little below when compared to your left kidney. थोड़ा सा आपको difference लगेगा. That difference is because of the presence of liver on the right side, and the size of the kidney is 10 centimeter in length and 5.6 centimeter in breadth and 4 centimeter in thickness. So each kidney is covered on the outer side by a concave. The structure is concave on the outer side and convex in the inner side. So now the inner side of each kidney has got a fissure or hilus for the entry of renal artery and exit of renal vein and the ureter. So you can see that renal artery is to supply blood from the heart. This renal artery is supplying blood to the kidney, and then the toxic and the toxins has to be excreted out through the renal vein, and they get collected into ureter. Into ureter, and urine is stored in the gallbladder. You can see a ball-like pear-shaped yellow-colored gallbladder where urine is stored, and this is excreted out from here. So as you know that renal arteries always bring oxygenated blood, and veins deoxygenated blood. So renal artery brings oxygenated blood loaded with the waste product, and renal vein carries deoxygenated blood. And this you can see in the picture also. It's clearly showing how the oxygenated blood and the waste products that are generated are filtered and removed from the kidneys. You can see how it is getting removed out of the ureter. Now, if you look at the internal structure of the kidney, it shows two distinct regions. As you know that outer dark red in color, and it is called cortex. This outer red जो है इसको हम cortex बोलते हैं, और उसके अंदर का जो है inner side इसको medulla बोलते हैं, and a narrow end towards the pelvis, और यहाँ से ये जो enter होके निकल रहा है, this is called as pelvis, ends towards the pelvis. So each kidney is made up of approximately more than 1 million microscopic and thin tubular functional units called nephrons or uniferous tubules. So kidney is made up of the functional structure. As you all know, a group of cells having same function forms a tissue, and group of tissues having same function forms an organ. So what is happening here is the cell, the unit of kidney is called, the 1 million cells is called nephron. And how is the nephron responsible for in excretion? Let us see. So this is in the formation of urine. Urine is the excretory product. How is it going out? You can just see how it is a root-like structures and lobe of Henle's, proximal and distal tubulated, convoluted tubules, and how is urine formed and is excreted out through ureter. So the human kidney, there are about more than 1 million of the microscopic thin tubular functional units. So it's her kidney major millions of thin tubular, which you cannot see with your naked eyes. Under microscope, when you see, you will see this, and each one is called as nephron or uniferous tubule that has basically got two parts. So Malpighian body and renal tubule. Malpighian body consists of a blind cup-shaped broader end of nephron called Bowman's capsule. So यहाँ पर what all are the different parts of nephron? So nephron will have got Malpighian bodies and as well as a Bowman's capsule. So when it is clearly shown how is it functioning and how is blood getting flown out of it. So the bunch of fine blood capillaries called glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus are together called a Malpighian capsule or the renal capsule. You can see there are a bunch of fine capillaries, ये thread-like capillaries जो renal arteries and veins में है, जो oxygenated blood इसको supply कर रहे हैं, and then deoxygenated is flown out. So this all, where is it happening? Into the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus, and isko together, what do we call it? We call them as a renal capsule or a Malpighian capsule. Glomerulus develops from afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole gives rise to an efferent arteriole and leaves the kidney. and the glomerulus develops from afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole gives rise, because of the narrow outlet of the afferent arteriole, pressure exerts in the glomerulus. It functions as a filtration unit. So Bowman's capsule, which accommodates one glomerulus, is lined by a single layer of squamous cell epithelial cells called podocyte cells. And these are fine pores between podocyte cells to allow passage of materials filtered out of the glomerulus, which you can see in this picture very clearly. Now, if you see there, it has got three parts: proximal convoluted tubule called PCT, as well as loop of Henle's, which is U-shaped, and distal convoluted tubule. So you can see here, if I can use a pen, I'll show you. See, एक लूप के वैसा, लूप बोले तो आपको मालूम है ना, ये जो इसका शेप ही लूप के जैसा है, तो दिस इज कॉल्ड लूप ऑफ हेनले. एंड दिस लूप ऑफ हेनले हैज गॉट टू. वन इज अ प्रॉक्सिमल वन ऑन द, इधर यहाँ पर जो आएगा फ्रंट साइड, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ proximal convoluted tubule, और जो थोड़ा सा पीछे की साइड है, that is distal convoluted tubule. So you have got two tubules. One is proximal convoluted tubule and the other is distal convoluted